1970 arrest of political activist Angela Davis caused an uproar throughout the United States of America, and Aretha Franklin would respond by offering to pay for the release of Davis from prison. In her statement to free Davis, Franklin mentions, "I've been locked up. Jail is hell." But what was Aretha Franklin locked up for? In November of 1968, Aretha Franklin was arrested in Detroit, Michigan for reckless driving. Officers clocked her going 50 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour traffic zone. And they said she was driving on the wrong side of the street and ran 2 cars off the road. The charges would end up being reduced to careless driving, and she would have to pay a $75 fine. But months later, in the summer of 1969, she would be arrested again for cursing out and slapping 2 police officers. When in court, her lawyer, Stanley Wise, mentioned that Franklin had been under a lot of strain from non-stop recording and working. And this strain was compounded by the recent deaths of Martin Luther King, his brother, and Judy Garland. Like the other incident, the case will be resolved with Aretha paying a fine. It's pretty common knowledge that the late 60s were a very turbulent time in Aretha's life. But to put it all into context, after years and years of trying to get a hit, songs such as Respect and Chain of Fools have almost overnight made her one of the most sought after and best-selling artists in the world. And then add on top of that, she's still in an abusive relationship, at least at the time of the first arrest. When the second incident comes around in 1969, she's finally divorcing her abusive husband. So then there's that added stress of actually going through a divorce. And then you add on top of that the Franklin family was deeply connected to Dr. Martin Luther King and his family and the civil rights movement. So losing him and his brother was just like Aretha lost a brother. And if you're familiar with Aretha's Columbia material, you'll know that a lot of the music and vocal styling is heavily influenced by Judy Garland, whom is another artist that Aretha deeply admired. The woman was going through a lot, so it makes sense as to why she would resort to drinking as a way to manage and cope with stress. And it makes sense as to why she would have these drunken run-ins with law. But when you look at the bigger picture, it makes everything that happens from this point forward even more impressive. The woman went through so much in such a short period of time, but she never gave up, and she still came out on top.
Thank you, Jerry, Aretha, Tom Doll, Cecil, Ruthie, LaRue. Hi, Daddy. Thank you.
This is a lesson in perseverance and how you can still make a great life for yourself, even if you make some not so great decisions. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. And as always, until next time.